And welcome yet to a special episode of the Old Southern Workshop. I hope you enjoyed our introduction. You probably thought it was going to be a flower show. And Mom, you probably got all excited, but gosh darn no, we're back to sawdust and wood again. In the background you can see some dressers. I got 11. I assembled 10. I had one already done, so there'll be 11 in this first batch. And then there'll be 10 more and 10 more, and that'll make 30 plus 1, and I'm done. Let's take a look at them. Here you can see they're stacked, 2 atop. There's 8 there. And there's the other 3 rascals right there. And just assembling drawers now. So y'all, come on into the shop here and watch me put a pair of drawers together. Alrighty, now, if I can remember correctly, you see right here, we've got a 45 cut on here with a spline in it. It's called a mitered lock joint. And on the other side, we got 45 with a spline cut, which is the other one that fits into this here mitered lock joint. And they lock together like so. I'm going to put together a drawer now. Back, right side, left side. So I trust you had a nice Easter. You've seen on the other tape there, we had some din-dins here. The old shack. These grooves are so tight. Just wood on wood, not counting putting glue in them yet. Just the wood on wood alone makes these so tight. I hardly got room for any glue to go in them. So I just draw them up tight. I put these clamps on them. This sucks those tongue and grooves. Where the glue is out. Sucks these tongue and grooves right together, you know. What it is a tongue and groove cut on a 45. That's 1.5 spikes down through there. Wipe that glue off because I want it to dry a little faster. Remember, these are the edges, the back edges. That's like a razor there, eh? Those are the edges that I'm going to break. And it works. Remember I was talking about it on the last tape? Because of the irregularities in the inside of the sides for the dressers. You know what that is? No longer available. I called Busy the day I got your letter there to order them, because just as it happened, I needed some stuff for myself too. So I gave him a buzz, and didn't got them no more. So, or SOL on those pops. They were nice too, weren't they? That seemed just a touch high. I feel I had to just take the edge off this on the planer. That's what I'm going to do with that too. I'm going to stop the tape and come back to it. I just came back and there goes the phone. Stand by again. Well, let's give her another go. Yeah, see what happens, either the groove down here or the groove on here, one of them is not cut to full depth. So probably when it was going along in front of the shaper, she had the 1/4 inch cutter on here. It might have come away from the fence a little bit. And I cut these suckers here to the exact. I tell you, I didn't mean to do that, but they're exactly, no room for error. I was okay on the width, but the front to back was right on them. I put a little bit of glue on that groove. That groove almost sounds like smooth. I just got to spread her apart a little bit here. She drops down in place. Put the clamp to her, pull her in. Assemble 7 an hour. Wipe up the glue. I've tried putting on less and less glue. Cripes it still oozes out. I tell you, those joints are so precision, tight fit. And the only way to open them up is to use 2 separate cutters. Get one sharpened and get them to take it down a couple thousandths of an inch, and use another one for cutting one for the male, and then leave the one for cutting the female alone. But never got around to getting nothing like that done. It would open up those joints a little bit. Well, one thing is, as you know too, hey, Pops boy, you see the glue oozing out, you got enough on there, right? Here we go, a drawer. One drawer. There's 22 of them there now. I've got to hit 40 before I go shooting today. And then 40 of them will be for 10 dressers. And then tomorrow, out in the booth and spray. I don't know if I got any of these on the previous tape or not, but
Here's a finished dresser. That's finished without knobs now, that is. The knob should be here in a couple of days. And then I got to make up a template just to drop on over the fronts and make them all up. Or I shouldn't say make them all up, put them all on. I remember doing this, I think, when they were still unfinished. Can't remember if I've been out here since they've been finished or not. I can handle 10 at a time, and as you see, they're all spaced out right nice. So just take the spray gun and bizz, 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 bizz. 10 of them takes 30 minutes. That's 3 minutes a piece. 3 minutes a piece to spray them, and there's 6 coats. So that's pretty close to 18 minutes. Haha. And it takes 3 hours to sand 10 of them. So that's the time killer right there. That's the time killer, is to do the sanding on them. And the drawers on most of them are pulled out just a little bit, so when I was spraying them, the clear coat got in around to do that front edge on them. I'm getting another new product now that only was available through commercial plant. That's commercial furniture plants are the only ones that could get it, and now it's available to the little guy, and it doesn't raise the grain of the wood. They got a product in it that doesn't raise the grain. Like when you got to sand something, it's because the grain's raised, obviously, right? And there's no grain raising. And the price is not too bad as compared to what the hours would be to do something like this, you know, to sand them all down. So I'm going to get some and give it a try anyway, see how it works out.
And a yo ho ho, and here we are in another episode of the old Southern Workshop. Am I in there? Can you see me? Can you see me? I didn't hook up that monitor yet. Right, I told you I'm going to get a little tiny TV this big, see? Whenever I take the camera, I take the TV. I just want to cord from the TV to the camera, and I can sit here like this and I just glance to one side and I'll be able to see the TV. Everybody know I'm in it. Just got no help now, you know, I'm all alone. Dougie's gone up north. It's April the 25th, as you can see down there in the right hand corner. That's what Norm says, in the corner. And the garage door is open now for a while. Heat's turned off. I'm saving $1 a day. The farmers are over there at the bends. You can probably hear the machine in the background. You can probably hear it louder than you can hear me. I hope not. I hope you can hear me anyway. That's the to get their wagon parked underneath. I'll show you.
See that? I don't know what you call that gizmo on the top there. It's a big screw inside of a pipe. And you can see the corn coming out of there. And fills up their wagons there, see? Yeah.
Now this is not Farmland Canada or something on CBC, you know. But that was just a little sideline, right? Let you know where all that noise is coming from. Anyways, where I was. Yeah. Well, you see what I'm sitting on? I'm sitting on 900 feet of 1x8. Well, actually, it's 14 and a half sixteenths. A heavy 7/8. So when I put 4 together, I'm getting 3 3/4. After I do the edges. After I do the, if I get to it in a minute. Shut up, Randy, you're ahead of yourself here. Anyway, where am I? Yeah. What am I sitting on? Why am I sitting on this? I got the order for the tables. I got to build 59 tables, 54 inches by 28 or 30 or something. I had to look and see. She wants 59 of them like that. So I gotta make me, let's say there's 60. I gotta make 240 god darn legs. 3 3/4, 3 3/4 square I'm gonna make them. 4x4. Some of the boards I couldn't get a full finished inch out of them. And I can get a 7/8 out of them easy. So, you know, why make them 3.5, 3.5, right? Just putting the shavings out in the backyard. So right now they're going to be heavy under 3/4, 3 3/4. And here's my battle plan. I'm going to, these are 8 inches now. When I get them finished planing now, I'm going to cut them off every 32 inches. Okay, now I only need the table to be 30 or 31, I believe it is. But I'm going to cut them off 32. That way when I get them all joined up, I can trim the edge off and it'll be straight. I don't have to worry about, you know, getting all the edges as I'm gluing them together, right? So I'm going to cut them off every 32. Now I'm not doing the edges. I'm not touching the edges. I'm leaving the edges alone. This is why I'm going to cut them off at 32 first. Cut them off every 32 inches. Then I'm going to shove them down and rip them this way. And they're only 32 inches long, so no matter how bad this edge is, I'm going to pick up a flat on the fence rather than going through a full 8-foot or a 6-foot piece. You know, then there could be a big concave in it, or a big bowl, or which is convex, you know, in it. So by cutting them off 32, no matter how bad it's twisted, in 32 inches I'll get a half decent straight. And I'm not going to bother doing the edges at all. Now, whatever 4 of these together works out to be, which like I said is about 3 3/4, that's what I will set the saw out to make this rip. So that when I do them, they're square, right? Then, there's all it's going to be of finished square is going to be about 4 or 5 inches on the top side where the skirt goes. The rest is going to be all turned, right? So then all I got is these four pieces showing with the raw edge on it. So then I'm just going to do 6 or 7 inches. I'll put a stop on the joiner and just pass them through. Flip it, pass it, flip it, pass it, flip it, pass it. And I'll put a depth gauge mark on the joiner fence so I know when I'm down to it, you see? And I'll only, like I say, only do the 5 inches or 6 inches. And then when they go in the lathe, naturally, that 5 or 6 finished squared edge will go up where at the tailstock or at the live end, wherever you know the template is for those to go in. So that's the only thing they had to watch. Make sure you put them in the lathe the right way. And the rest of it being, you know, the mill edge on it, it'll come off in the lathe. And I think it should be close enough that I won't have too much planing to do. I don't want to shuffle or joining to do with the joiner. I don't want to have to shuffle them all through the planer. Probably 240 of them through the planer 4 times. You know, to do 4 edges so they work out to be perfectly square. It's just a waste of time and hydro and blade and everything else. You know, there's no need of squaring that off if it's going to be turned off anyway. That's what I did with the other ones. You know, just on the edge where the flat was going to be, eh? And it worked out quite well. So anyway, I got a couple boards left to go through here. I'll fire up the vacuum, turn on the planer, and run a couple through. So we'll see.